his nose. You okay? So hard I was trying. Start late. Do videos because I do a lot of stuff today. Evan, listen to Chima and Amy. Stop it. Can you listen?
For you to stay alive. Any disorder that whether it makes those levels go up or down can have life or death consequences. Can you imagine? Potassium can kill. Makes you think about eating bananas. Just kidding. You can eat bananas and nothing bad will happen because your own body's organs will decide how much potassium to take in, how much to let out, so on and so forth. Went to my family doc with the worst headache of my entire life. She dismissed it, telling me it was a tension headache, and I should take a Tylenol and lay in a dark room. First of all, when a patient says I have the worst headache of my life, you don't even think as a family medicine doctor. You say, are you certain of this? Clarify, quantify, ask some questions, and send them to the ER. Because the worst headache of my life, that specific explanation, was also known as a thunderclap headache, is something that needs to be checked with a CAT scan right now. Because we're looking for bleeding. Over the course of the next month, I saw her a total 13 times, each time with worsening symptoms. First it was dizziness, then vomiting, then eventually I could no longer see out of my right eye. Every time she told me it was a tension headache or a weird migraine, gave me a prescription for painkillers and sent me on my way. The final straw was when I could no longer walk properly. I would try and take a step, but all I could manage was this weird shuffle. She reluctantly agreed to send me to a neurologist. The next day I showed up at his office and was there for less than a minute. He took one look in my eyes and immediately called an ambulance. Turns out I had hydrocephalus. My ventricles were 5 times the size they were supposed to be, and my brain was literally being squeezed out of my head. Go figure. Hydrocephalus is a really scary condition because that increases pressure, and the ventricles, which are the spaces within your brain, actually start swelling from increased fluid and actually start pushing the brain and increasing pressure on it, which can cause your brain to herniate out of the brainstem. Oh my god, that's just an awful condition. I'm an emergency medicine doc in the Midwest USA. The patient was transferred from rural nowhere to our tertiary care facility, big hospital with every specialist.
No.
Was of really bad quality, but the transferring physician described a 21-year-old male that had rapid heart rate and breathing rate, low blood pressure, low oxygen, confusion, and a severe opacification of his chest X-ray on the right side.
Oh my god,
pneumonia.
oh my
Gave him a ton
god,
of fluids, started antibiotics, put him on a ventilator, but he wasn't getting better and wanted to send him to us. Sure, send away. An hour later, the gentleman arrives, looks young, fit, and not the type to just drop dead from pneumonia. We roll him onto our stretcher and find a huge stab wound in his back. The X-ray finding was his entire right chest was full of blood. We put a tube in it, gave him some blood, and he had to go for surgery to fix the bleeding. Lesson, look at your patient. This is why one of the biggest lessons that I learned working in a level 1 trauma center as a medical student is the first thing you do in an emergency in a trauma situation, inspect the entirety of the patient, especially when a patient is unconscious. Because when they're unconscious, they can't tell you that they have a stab wound in their back. But unless you check that, you won't know why a patient is in shock. Experience while doing residency in China. Kid came and via reference from his village doctor, he had a few random episodes of seizures. Well, guess what? Imaging at our hospital showed that there were few multiple larva cysts in his head. Yep, kid loved to go to the rivers and put frogs in his mouth. He wouldn't eat them, but he would just lick them. Don't ask me why. Not gonna lie, I probably would not think about larva and frog licking as part of my history taking here in New York City. Maybe there's more that I need to learn. You gotta check out my other 2 Reddit episodes right here, or if you want me to compare what it's like to be a real doctor versus TV doctor, click here, and I'll see you in one of these videos. Which one's it gonna be?
Are these all stolen masterpieces? The stolen masterpieces are in that closet.
Because it's not a meal without. Is this locally sourced?
Yep.
Is this farm raised?
Probably.
Grass fed?
Yes.
Alright, mascots, listen up. Your Halloween-themed monster cereals are all basically the same. We don't need all 5 of you, so we're gonna have to cull the herd a little bit. One at a time, step forward and deliver your catchphrase. Count Chocula, you're first.
I want to eat your cereal.
Alright,
Oh,
not
that's
very
nice.
clever, but I get it. You can stay. Next up is Frankenberry. You know what? Actually, your cereal sells pretty well. You're safe. You too, Booberry. Good job on those sales. Let's hear from, you, Fruity Mummy.
Fruity yummy, mummy makes your tummy go yummy.
Is that real? Is that really your catchphrase?
Yeah, I say it in commercials and everything.
Take him away.
What? Come on, no!
Fruit Brute. Let's hear it from you. Alright, gonna stop you right there. So that's it? You just howl the word fruit?
I'll see myself out.
Yeah, you do that. Honestly, didn't even know you were a thing until today. Happy Halloween, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory, the show that's part of a balanced argument. Loyal theorists, I'm not exactly what you call a sugary cereal kind of guy. Aside from Apple Jacks, which I'm gonna tell you all about in an upcoming episode, we just don't keep cereals like that around the house, except for the seasonal exceptions. You see, every holiday when cereals roll out their special limited edition flavors, I love testing them out. I'm curious what new sugary concoction they've come up with this time. Christmas Crunch, sign me up. S'mores summer cereal, absolutely. Lucky Charms for St. Patrick's Day, it's just Lucky Charms. And on Halloween, you know we invite Count Chocula into the house. As every sugar-loving kid knows, General Mills' seasonal monster cereals get trotted out on the store shelves every year around Halloween. Count Chocula is probably my personal favorite. He's the mascot of the chocolate-flavored monster cereal that's been a fan favorite since its commercials first hit airwaves back in 1971.
Don't be scared. I'm the super sweet monster with the super sweet new cereal, Count Chocula.
Despite having 50 years of television commercials under his cape, Count Chocula's backstory isn't all fleshed out. As his oh-so-punny name suggests, he's basically a kid-friendly version of Bela Lugosi's iconic Dracula character, down to the accent, the wardrobe, and the fangs. Well, they're not exactly fangs, are they? Let's just go with his 2 beaver-like front teeth. Count Chocula in the commercials is very proud of his chocolate cereal. It'll go toe-to-toe with anyone who claims that their cereal is superior, especially Frankenberry, his frenemy/roommate in the Monster Mansion. Well, they don't see eye to eye when it comes to chocolate versus strawberry. Both monsters can agree on one thing: children and cute animals are downright terrifying.
Count Chocula. Frankenberry.
Hi.
Frankenberry. Count Chocula.
Meow.
It's love Count Chocula. It's love Frankenberry.
And I love their commercials.
So it all seems pretty straightforward, right? Count Chocula is a not-so-scary version of Dracula who sells delicious, sugary cereal to kids. He has no real backstory to speak of, so he's totally uncontroversial. Well, this is the part of the episode where your childhood gets ruined, folks, because we here at Food Theory did some digging. Turns out that Count Chocula does have himself a backstory. It's been kept secret for obvious reasons. Count Chocula is the product of excessive inbreeding. Yup, and we can prove it. So hold on to your Frankenberries, because this monstrous food theory
has got itself some teeth. First off, let me just say, I get it. This is a weird, bold claim to be making about a beloved children's cereal mascot. But it's not like I woke up this morning looking for a way to take down Count Chocula, okay? I woke up like a month and a half ago looking for a way to take down Count Chocula. I'm a guy who follows wherever the facts lead me, right? And in Count Chocula's case, the trail began with his chin. See, over the past 50 years, we've seen Count Chocula drawn in a variety of different animation styles, as you'd expect from any character who's been around that long. But his chin has been a constant throughout every iteration. There's no version of it that isn't long and protruding. Now, this is known as prognathis, the extension or bulging out of the lower